That should go with.
You know, it's bike and separate, yeah. It's not a bike here.
Yeah. Roadways. Share with, yeah.
So better,
That you can use.
so better,
Bikes can use the whole road.
so I think it's more better signage for.
When you do, like even right up.
Better signage for shared paths.
Yeah, sometimes they. Yeah, and up here. Behind that, when you're on a bike, you want to just go straight to it. Yeah.
Lack of
On that one, you have to kind of bike up over the curve.
walking area and
Push it, then get your bike turned around back to curve.
sidewalks. I end up walking in the street a lot because for half the sidewalk.
Like on both sides, one on each side of the road? Or just
Well, sometimes there's one on.
Just lack of, I think lack of residential.
Yeah,
sidewalk.
residential?
That's actually really good.
I am a cyclist and I really enjoy it. Someday I'll try.
I put down there.
Oh, yeah, there really isn't.
We are.
I would just do a separate trail system there.
Bike maintenance and
One for, right.
presentation.
I always get
where
lost
we
there
are
anyway, it
gonna
doesn't matter.
have
You're like, oh, I'll go this way. Oh, no, that took me that way.
Drop crumbs.
Okay.
Alright.
How about, what do you think? And it seems to be.
One on County Road 14 between Hadley, but I don't know if that's city or if that's the county. Might be the county.
But they try and, if they're in an area,
And we do have a group that's
or
working.
they'll try and sneak over.
Sneak that over
to a little path, whether it be a 2-block system, kind of like what they did on Hadley. And up by 50th or 40th.
And I'll ask one of you to share out with the group, so you get to choose which one of you wants to.
But Steve Meyer.
I'll make sure you know how to get hooked up there.
And have you guys finished up the threats category as well?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Do you want to just quickly write down maybe a word to explain the theme that you've put down in threats?
On the paper, kind of like we did.
Yeah,
Oh, on this one we did.
yeah,
Oh,
you got it.
yeah.
Excellent, thank you. So now what I'm going to do is have one representative from each group just kind of explain what the themes were that you identified for each of these different categories. And I'm going to bring you a microphone so that the public can hear what you're saying too.
Should I stand up? Okay, on the strengths. Yeah.
Yeah.
On the strength, we, very common that we had here, and a basically comes down to the quantity of the paths. So we do have a good amount of paths, not necessarily sidewalks in the neighborhood, but our paths that we use, bike and trail paths is what we're looking at here, more of a trail path. And we recognize that the Discovery Center and our parks are good with these paths too. So we're pretty satisfied or happy. That's a strength. I don't know if we're totally satisfied with it, but it is a strength. Now on the weaknesses, we definitely need better signage for shared path, walking and biking, so we know what's going on. Overall, we need trail system maps, more quantity around so people know where they are, what they can use, and when they can use them, really, if there's any off limits. And there are many areas in the residential area that just don't have sidewalks that we have to entertain and look through. So those are weaknesses that we've discovered that is common throughout. So that's what we had.
Okay. For strengths, are there two different themes there or just the one?
The strength, it's just here. It's basically quantity of paths. This was more in the parks.
Okay.
That we had quantity of paths in the park. So
Okay.
it's all into one there.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay?
And then somebody,
Want me to do it? Since I
Sure, if
ride
you
bike.
want to.
go for it.
So since I am a avid bike rider and really love Oakdale, Minnesota in general, because I came from Pennsylvania where we did not have a lot of bike trails, paths, or even shoulders on the road. So you kind of took your life in your hands sometimes cycling through there. But anyway, so ours centered around, some people put unknown, but a lot of it was lighting. That they wanted more lighting, more maintenance on the lights, and lighted walking areas. Some of it came into, like more crosswalks needed. And I always say this one, but 18th Street crossing over to East Side Park, no crosswalks, and we need one either there or on 17th Street, one of those. And crosswalks and cars not following the rules. I think there are crosswalks in places where cars just don't really stop. You kind of have to make sure the cars don't keep going. And then some other threats is with the electric bikes becoming more popular, they fear there'll be more accidents involving motorized vehicles. Other threats is public and with some new neighborhoods coming in to the area, very busy, like near Century Avenue, that bikes pick up with traffic constantly. I don't know, someone might want to add on to that. And the other thing I've noticed is, and definitely I can point out specific areas, at the crosswalks, just up here on the corner of 10th and Hadley, you know, right where you go out of the building here. You have a pole for walking going south, and then you have to go around it on your bike to get to the pole for going east. It should either be on the same pole, or so you don't have to jump off your bike, go around one pole, then hit the other. And then also, there's on going across 10th where the library is, there is a button to push, but again, you have to really get off your bike, you have to turn it into the curb, go a couple steps in, push that, get your bike turned back around to head across real quick if it's going to turn. So those are just some of the buttons need to be orchestrated just a little better.
Thank you very much. All right, and now we're at the last part of our SWOT analysis. This is where you're going to use the stickers that I placed in front of you. So everyone has a sheet of stickers, but you're really only going to use 4 of those stickers. 4. The color does not matter, so just don't even think about that. But you have 4 stickers to use. And for each of these categories, you're going to vote for the one thing that speaks to you most. So you could vote for an entire theme. I mean, I know that we have a lot of Post-it notes under the quantity of paths under the strengths category, or if there's one idea on a Post-it note that really sticks out to you, you can vote for that one idea. But you're only going to get 1 vote per category. Does that make sense? Okay. All right, now that everyone's done voting, we'll do a quick little debrief here. So strengths, this one is obviously the most voted on category, so the quantity of the trails is very important to this commission. Weaknesses, it looks like we have some consensus here that the lack of residential sidewalks is a huge weakness. All right, so for opportunities, it looks like we have 3 votes down here. This is more lighted walking paths or areas, so lighting is a place where we can definitely up our game with this particular plan. And then for threats, e-bike safety. And e-bikes is something that our consultant is trying to think about how to incorporate within the plan itself. Thank you all for voting. So that's the end of the SWOT analysis, and this is where we go from there. We have done the SWOT analysis with a number of other advisory bodies. So the EMC started it, and then I also took it to the Economic Development Commission and the Planning Commission. We're going to take all of the feedback from all of those analyses and create some draft goals and objectives. Those goals and objectives will be refined during our public engagement portion of the planning process. So we'll take them to the public at the open house and the pop-up workshops and the focus group, and then kind of whittle them down to the most important elements. And then from there, once we have those refined goals and objectives, the next process is to actually draft the plan itself. So the things that you're saying here today are going to eventually make their way into a drafted plan. They will be reflective of the advisory body and the commission's feedback, but they'll also be reflective of the public's feedback at large. So that's it for this particular portion of feedback that we're getting from you today. Like I said, I might be back in front of you at different stages to get some more feedback, but I appreciate your being able to do this with me. And if you have any questions, please feel free.
Yeah, Shannon, I have one question.
Yeah.
And keep in mind when I ask this, I can't read a map to save my life. I need Siri to get out of the neighborhood. Where on this map, if at all, on the purple map,
The
Where's the
destination,
Gateway Trail?
so that would be up at the north part of Oakdale.
Right, but is it marked on the map?
It is not called out in the,
Yeah. Right here it has Gateway Trails.
yes, yeah. So in the, you're talking about this map with the different,
Yeah.
yep, the different colors. I don't think it's indicated in this map, but if it is indicated in our other map. So that's something that we can make sure is reflected in this one too.
Well,
It is kind
yeah, the reason I'm asking is because you have the purple as being like the highest weighted destination score. And I don't really ride bikes anymore, but I know what the Gateway Trail is. So I would consider that to be solid purple. And I don't even see it on the map. So maybe I'm, you know, going off in a different direction than this is intended to, but
Yeah.
It is on the north end, excuse me. It's just a lighter purple, I think, is where it's falling under.
Yeah, and this particular destination analysis map takes a number of different criteria into account. So it could be that there were other higher weighted criteria that meant that the areas that are here that are darker shaded purple that are not anywhere near the Gateway Trail are the ones that are kind of popping out. But I think that it's important for me to better understand how this map was created. This was something that happened in 2019, and so we're kind of catching up a little bit on what happened before, since none of us were there at the time.
But these are destinations that are not specifically towards the trails. That's whether they come into Oakdale to visit a restaurant, a park, or anything like that, correct?
I'm not totally sure. I don't want to say anything incorrect. But you can see here the criteria on the right-hand side. These are the things that were taken into account when this particular group was thinking about destinations. So population density is one of it, but you have, and you know, I don't really see here any of the trail system already included in that. So that could be why.
okay.
So that, I would think that bottom part is heavy because of the goal line coming in.
Yep.
And that would be the destination part of it. So that would make sense.
Yep.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. So that was kind of a convoluted answer.
Well, thank you very much. There's a lot of information.
Yeah, absolutely. Appreciate you being
Look
here.
forward to the future, too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
This will be fun.
I'm glad
Yeah.
we've got some interest in picking up the trails and making it.
Yes, we are eager to get our final plan out there. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Shannon.
Thank you.
All right, Mr. Koesling.
Yeah, good evening, Commissioners. Just a quick update. Crews had a busy week last week. We had 3 sort of big events. Tuesday night was our Touch a Truck. That was well attended, great weather for that. Many of you were there. It's well attended every year. I think it gets bigger every year, so it was great. Great night, beautiful night for it. And then on the weekend, we prepped for the family fun inflatables out here at the park and the soccer jamboree. They're sort of tied together, so I wasn't there on Saturday. Talking to Julie, said it was very steady, very well attended, so. We had great weather. It was supposed to rain, so it didn't. So fingers crossed on that. It turned out good. And then update on Guthrie Park, the shelter roof, that was re-roofed. They came in on Monday, tore it off. We ran into a couple issues. There were 3 corners where we had some rotting, so we had to change some boards out for them. So that held them up on Tuesday, and they were back Wednesday morning and had it done it was before noon, so. So that project is completed, and I hate to even mention this, but we've been assisting the streets. We're doing some crack sealing. It takes a few more people to orchestrate traffic. We did Hadley last week, prepping for winter. Hate to say it, but we all know what's coming.
Yeah, right?
As I look outside and it's already dark, so.
Yeah, but it was 80 degrees today, so.
Yeah, so the crews we're prepping for that and everyday maintenance. We still have fall ball going, soccer, football, adult leagues. So yeah, we're pretty steady, pretty busy. So weather's still nice. It's supposed to take a turn here after today, a little bit cooler, but that's all right. So that's all I have. Any other questions?
For the roof, I think we have one left for asphalt shingles, right?
Yeah, I think it's Oakdale Park, I believe. Yep, yep, on the north end. Yes. Yeah,
Anyone got questions for Jeff? Thank you, sir.
thank you.
Julie? You're not on there.
Yeah, thank you, commissioners and chair. Just a couple updates here. Jeff did mention Touch a Truck that was held last Tuesday. No, that's okay.
Didn't mean to steal your thunder.
All good. We had a great turnout. We always expect over 800 plus, so I think we hit that mark once again. Maplewood Oakdale Lions Club provided the concessions, so thanks to Commissioner Bird for that. And PD sponsored the ice cream once again, the free ice cream that we had. Special thanks to Public Works here. Jeff does a ton of work and getting the trucks down there. PD and the fire department as well. And they always help to make the event a really, really popular and great event. The community has really taken to and really appreciates it. So that was Touch a Truck. Farmers Market winding down. We only have 4 weeks left, so getting close to the end there. Last market date is October 12th. And we'll continue the market experience this winter at the Discovery Center. The indoor market will begin on Saturday, November 12th, so that'll be here before we know it. Family Fun Inflatables, like Jeff said, that was this past Saturday, 11 to 4 at Walton. Great turnout for that once again. We had 12 total inflatables. Kids Dance was there. They performed from noon to 3. The Tartan Boosters provided concessions along with Twin City PETA, and they provided shaved ice and smoothies, and they actually gave 5% of their proceeds to Tartan as well. So that was a nice thing they did on their end. Thanks to our sponsors, Gold, OAA, Oakdale Athletic Association, Silver, CCF Bank, Bronze was Parkview Chiropractic, North Star Skate School, East Metro Stars, True Stone Financial Credit Union, and the American Legion Post 39. So thanks to all of our sponsors this year, and also thanks to the National Honor Society volunteers who help us run the inflatables. So there's a bunch of kids helping out with that, so appreciate it as well. Oakdale Wellness 50 Plus, Commissioner Cunningham will touch on that later. And then just lastly, the Oakdale update is expected to arrive in mailboxes at the end of the week, so watch for that. The communications department has done a really good job revamping that, so you'll see some changes. It looks really nice. So good job to them, and thank you. That's all I have. If anybody has any questions, I can.
Questions for Julie?
No.
Okay, thank you.
All right, commissioners' comments. Mark? No. What's your name? Steve?
No, all I have is to commend Julie and Jeff on the good job they've done this summer. So thanks for all your hard work.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Jan?
As Julie said, yeah, I do have some comments. Coming up, our Oakdale Wellness 50-plus group is doing a listening session. This is in response to a survey that we were doing for people who live in Oakdale or work in Oakdale. Even if you're not 50-plus in age, maybe you have a relative or a friend that you're helping. So we are looking for ideas of what you think we can do to improve our community in that aspect. And so in doing this listening session from when we got survey results, they will talk about just that. It is Saturday, September 24th, this Saturday from 1 to 3 p.m. It is being held in person at the Oakdale Discovery Center at 4444 Hadley Avenue. And I gave you all the sheets, so if you want to RSVP that you're going, you can either call or go online. We have that, and also, I've talked about this before, but we have a Be Safe and Well series that Thursday, August 18th, we had the fire department doing kitchen safety, carbon monoxide, and smoke detectors, and general fire safety. We switched our Thursday, September 15th. It was supposed to be Glenn Jack Coletto, who is a licensed martial arts instructor, he will now be going on Thursday, September 29th. Instead, on Thursday, September 15th, we did have the Oakdale Police Chief and Sergeant Stewart doing a variety of topics on crime prevention and safety, and it was well received. So if you have any questions about any of those, you can also call the City of Oakdale at 651-747-3860 or go into the website for the city. And you do not have to be 50-plus years to attend these events.
Awesome. Thank you. Glenn?
I'm good.
You're good. All right. Councilmember Ingebrigtson.
I have nothing, but if you guys have questions, I can try to answer them or get answers.
Anyone's got questions for Jake? No. Nope. Thanks for coming. Thank you. Then can I get a motion to adjourn?
Motion.
Second?
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Meeting's adjourned. Thank you very much. Have a great night.
If anyone wants the sheet on the Be Safe series, I've got extras here, so. Shannon, do you want these back?